Chosen one, stop scrolling. This message is not random. It's not by accident that you're here. Heaven has led you to this moment, and what I'm about to tell you is a direct word from God. This is not a suggestion, this is a divine command. If you found this video, it's because tonight is your turning point. God said, tonight, you will starve. But listen closely, this isn't about food. It's not about the physical hunger you're accustomed to. No, this is about your flesh, your cravings, your need for comfort, your distractions, your escapes, everything that pulls you away from your true purpose. For one night, God is commanding you to shut it all down. Starve the habits, starve the impulses, starve the voices that try to steer you off your path. This is the only way forward. You've prayed, you've fasted, you've cried out in desperation, and yet the breakthrough hasn't come. Not because God isn't listening, but because something in your spirit still hasn't fully surrendered. Tonight, God is calling for a complete surrender, not partial, not convenient, complete, costly, holy. God is saying, if you obey tonight, I will move tomorrow. Let that truth sink deep into your soul. The instructions are simple, but your obedience will come at a cost. No distractions, no scrolling, no gossip, no seeking comfort in fleeting escapes. This is about you and God. It's about silence, stillness, and spiritual warfare. Something is about to break, but only if you're willing to starve for it. If you feel this in your spirit, if something inside of you is already trembling, you know this message is for you. Before we go deeper, do 3 things. Hit the like button, subscribe to help us reach 1,000 subscribers, and leave a comment with the number 99. This number will amplify the energy of this video and send a powerful signal to the universe. But listen closely, here's your final warning. If you're truly chosen, you'll make it to the end of this video, because what comes next will shake you. It will shift you. But if you're not ready, your flesh will pull you away. It will make you click away, scroll past, and miss what God has appointed for you. But for those who stay, your obedience tonight will unlock the unthinkable. Now, let's go deeper. Chosen one, this is not a punishment, it is a summons. God has summoned your body, your mind, your spirit into a sacred chamber of divine transformation. You may not have asked for this, but heaven has selected you for such a time as this. This night, unlike any other, will strip away the unnecessary. It will shed the false layers, the chains you didn't even realize you were dragging. Tonight, you will not eat, you will not sleep, but you will awaken, not in comfort, but in fire, because true transformation never begins in luxury. It starts in discomfort. It starts in shaking. It starts with the sweat, the empty stomach, the tired eyes. That's where your spirit finds clarity. God is not ignoring you. He is refining you. Fasting is not about starving the body. It's about feeding your soul with divine energy that can't be consumed through earthly food. The hunger you feel tonight is not physical, it is spiritual. Activation. While the world sleeps, you will wrestle. You will tremble. And in that divine chaos, something ancient and powerful will rise in you. This is your becoming. The instructions are clear. No food, no sleep, just raw, divine power surging into the very core of your being. Tonight, you are being made holy, set apart, and transformed. Before any great elevation, there must be a cleansing. The old self must die, and the illusions must dissolve. You cannot rise while still chained to energy that is draining you. So tonight, God is tearing it all down. Not because you are broken, but because you are too powerful to stay impure. Your destiny is too heavy, and your current spiritual weight cannot carry it. You've unknowingly been feeding on spiritual toxins, false beliefs, bitterness, fear-based thinking, and trauma disguised as strength. These energies have clung to you, poisoning your soul, affecting your mind, and draining your spirit. But tonight, God is saying enough. Tonight, your soul goes into surgery. Every bite you don't take, every hour you don't sleep, becomes a scalpel in the divine surgeon's hands, cutting away what no longer serves your future. This starvation is not cruelty, it is preparation. It is holy emptiness, making space for what God has in store for you. The body may protest, but the spirit will rejoice. What happens tonight will set the tone for the rest of your life. Do not resist it, embrace it. God is not trying to hurt you. He is trying to free you. Let's speak the truth boldly and without shame. Your spirit has been infected, not because you're weak or unworthy, but because the world we live in is spiritually toxic. You have absorbed energies, beliefs, and frequencies that were never yours to carry. They've dulled your fire, confused your direction, and blocked your blessings, and tonight, God is going to flush it all out. You will feel it deep in your gut, in your mind, the tightness in your chest, or the restlessness of your heart. But that's not anxiety. That's purging. That's heaven shaking the poison loose. You are not breaking down, you are breaking free. Every thought that told you you're not good enough, every lie that said your best days were behind you, every fear that kept you small, it's all being evicted. God isn't just giving you a better life. He's giving you a cleaner spirit, a sharper frequency, a body no longer ruled by trauma, but by purpose. This divine starvation is the antidote to your soul's infection. And in the morning, you will rise clear, light, and unstoppable. What you feel right now in your belly, in your bones, it's not hunger. Not really. It's the sensation of healing. Your body is realigning. Your nervous system is releasing. Your spirit is unfolding. This is the language of sacred recalibration. God is whispering through every ache, saying, hold on. Something holy is happening. When you fast, you create space for miracles. When you stay awake, you allow the light to enter through the cracks. God has orchestrated this exact moment for your rebuild. This is spiritual surgery on a cellular level. The pain is not a sign of failure, it's evidence of progress. You're not losing strength, you're shedding poison. You must starve to rise, to rise. Just like the caterpillar dissolves into nothing before it becomes the butterfly, so must you. What you are feeling right now is not death, it is divine rebirth. You are becoming something that your old life could never contain, and it all begins by allowing yourself to be emptied. You may toss and turn. You may look at the clock, desperate for rest. But God will not let you sleep tonight, because sleep would be an escape. And God is calling you to confrontation. You must face what has been hiding, the fears, the self-doubt, the quiet addictions, and the spiritual numbness that have held you captive. Tonight, this is war, holy war. The spiritual architecture of your life is being torn down, not in cruelty, but with surgical precision. God is stripping away every wall that has blocked your breakthrough, every ceiling that has kept your greatness confined. You might feel anxiety, heat, even confusion in your chest. But understand this, that is not danger. That is demolition. Stay awake. Stay with the pain. God is not trying to break you. He is trying to birth you. And like any birth, it comes with pressure, tearing, and pain. But on the other side, you will emerge radiant, brand new, and unstoppable. Tonight, you may feel heat in your chest, your back, or your forehead. That is not a fever. That is not a random body reaction. That is your spiritual detox beginning. Your body is reacting to divine energy flooding in, and dark energy being forced out. Every cell in you is catching fire, not to harm you, but to purify you. This is sacred combustion, spiritual alchemy at work. Do not fear the burning. Fire has always been the great transformer. It turns coal to diamonds. It turns sickness into strength. When God sends fire, it's because something inside you needs refinement. You are no longer allowed to walk into your destiny polluted. This heat is not from the outside, it's internal. It's divine heat, melting away trauma, anger, shame. You are becoming lighter, cleaner, and sharper. This is the furnace of favor. While your body burns, your spirit is climbing. You may feel emotional, unstable, or even weepy. That's okay. Let it flow. You are not falling apart. You are being restructured. This is not exhaustion, it's elevation. God is turning your body into a temple of precision, intuition, and light. Trust it. Let the fire work. The storm inside you right now, the confusion, the fatigue, the chaos, is not a curse. It's a spiritual blueprint being rewritten. Tonight, you are being disassembled and rebuilt on a quantum level. Every belief system you've held that was born from fear is being shaken. Every mindset passed down to you from pain is being broken. The storm is not the enemy, it is the architect. This is not chaos, it's construction. Just as muscles must tear before they grow stronger, your mind must stretch beyond its limits to receive what God is about to give you. The storm inside you is God declaring, "What I placed in you is too holy to remain in that old structure." The tears, the shaking, and the heat, this is what real rebirth feels like. Your soul is under renovation, and the blueprint is not made of wood or bricks, but of light, energy, and divine mathematics. Tonight, your job is not to resist the storm. It's to surrender to it, to let God rebuild you, not from logic, but from trust. Not from fear, but from alignment. You are not crazy. You are not sick. You are not alone. You are in the middle of a sacred transformation. Let it thunder. Let it pour. This is where miracles are born. God said, no food tonight. Not to starve you, but to starve the false version of you. You've been feeding your flesh things that felt good, but killed your spirit. Food is symbolic. It represents what you've been consuming in life: approval, comfort, distractions, excuses. God is cutting all of that off, not to punish you, but to redirect your appetite. When you deny the body, you awaken the spirit. You begin to hear what you've been ignoring. You begin to feel what you've numbed for too long. Hunger clears the fog. Emptiness opens the channel. God is saying, I need your attention now. I need your vessel clean. I need your mind sharp. This is not about skipping dinner. This is about evicting darkness and becoming spiritually alert. Tonight, your body becomes an altar. Your stomach, your breath, your nerves, all instruments in God's sacred detox. Nothing dead is allowed to live in you anymore. That includes fear. That includes doubt. That includes everything you've consumed that came from pain. Tonight, the detox begins, and when it ends, you will be a spiritual weapon. Everything false is being pulled out of you forcefully, not gently, because God loves you too much to let you keep wearing a mask. Your strength, your identity, your purpose cannot be rooted in fear, performance, or people-pleasing anymore. So God is scraping your soul clean of every fake layer. You are not who they told you were. And tonight, that lie dies. The weakness you feel now is not failure. It's a necessary vulnerability. When you are emptied, you finally get to see who you are without the weight of expectation, without the filters of trauma. You will tremble. You will question yourself. That's good. That's growth. God wants to empty you so thoroughly that only truth remains, the real you, the divine you. Fear is no longer welcome. Weakness is no longer your identity. You will not live from the memory of your trauma anymore. You will live from the vision of your becoming. What God is doing in you tonight is not small. It is eternal. Every fake version of you must go, because who you are becoming is too scared to be diluted by lies. This night, though it feels chaotic, is the beginning of divine clarity. Chaos is the clearing process. Think of a forest fire. It burns violently, but only so that new life can grow. God is setting fire to everything that's blocking your view, your energy, and your purpose. It feels wild now, but by morning, you will see things you never could before. This cleanse is not subtle. It is radical. It's meant to shock your system. You will feel everything. Old emotions, regrets, memories, and forgotten dreams will rise to the surface. That's because your subconscious is being rewired. This is divine neuroscience at work. Your brain is being freed from the old loops of fear and realigned with universal vision. God is not just cleansing you emotionally. He is cleansing you biologically. By sunrise, the fog will begin to lift. The pain will lessen. The hunger will shift from the body to the soul. And you will realize this wasn't chaos after all. It was God's midnight operation, performed in silence with holy hands. You didn't lose your mind. You found your divine direction. From this moment on, you are clear. Chosen one, your transformation tonight is not metaphorical. It is energetic. God is literally recoding your inner frequencies. Your spirit is shedding the density of fear and absorbing the clarity of divine light. You are not just being healed, you are becoming crystalline, pure, and translucent in the spiritual realm, able to receive, hold, and transmit higher frequencies of love, wisdom, and power. You may feel waves of heat, tingling in your skin, pressure in your head, or vibrations in your hands. These are not symptoms to fear, they are signs of activation. Just like quartz crystals vibrate at a perfect frequency for energy transmission, God is aligning your body to become a vessel of pure, untouchable purpose. Your cells are learning to sing in harmony with heaven's vibration. This isn't New Age, this is divine design. God is the original scientist, the architect of quantum fields and DNA strands, and tonight, your blueprint is being rewritten. From confused to clear, from broken to brilliant, from fragmented to whole. You are becoming a being of light, fit for the mission you were born to carry. This is not fantasy. This is faith in motion. Make no mistake, what's happening tonight is not random. It's not emotional exhaustion. It is spiritual surgery, and God is the surgeon. He is not working on the surface. He's going straight to the root, straight to the memories buried so deep you forgot they hurt, straight to the lies you learned to live with. He's cutting away everything that doesn't belong in the next chapter of your life. You don't need anesthesia for this kind of surgery. You need surrender. You'll feel the cutting, the pulling, the scraping of dead energy out of your system. It may bring tears, it may bring flashbacks, but it will also bring freedom, true, sacred, cellular level liberation. This is where soul wounds are cauterized and spiritual scar tissue is replaced with divine strength. When the pain rises, don't run, stay with it. Let God complete the procedure. Because once this surgery is over, you'll wake up with clarity of vision, with peace that surpasses understanding, and with an inner strength that no storm can touch. You are being made new, not bandaged. You are being rebuilt, not repaired. And when it's done, you won't just survive, you'll radiate. Your flesh will rebel tonight. It will crave food. It will beg for sleep. It will scream for escape. But listen closely, the spirit will rejoice. Because this is what it's been waiting for years, maybe decades. Your spirit has been buried under survival mode. Tonight, for the first time in a long time, your spirit is breathing, stretching, rising. The battle between flesh and spirit isn't just a metaphor, it's real. Your brain wants dopamine, your body wants comfort, but your soul wants elevation. That's why it hurts. That's why you're restless. You are being torn between the life you've always known and the life God is revealing. Now, don't numb it. Don't silence it. Feel it all. This is the birth cry of the awakened, and once the flesh quiets, once the noise dies down, you will feel it, a joy unlike any joy, a peace that doesn't come from answers, but from presence. Your divine self will finally rise to the surface, no longer hidden, no longer blocked. The awakening has begun, not with fireworks, but with starvation and surrender. And from here, your life will never be the same. The confusion you feel is not a breakdown, it's a breakthrough in disguise. Your body doesn't know what to do because your spirit is being reset. The heat in your chest, the pressure in your head, the energy pulsing through you, this is not anxiety. It's divine deconstruction. God is snapping chains, energetic cords, to past trauma, soul ties, generational curses, they're all being cut tonight. You are wired because your system is reacting to sudden freedom. Just like a prisoner who forgets how to walk in sunlight, your spirit is blinking in the brightness of divine truth. God is clearing the clutter, reconnecting you to your real self, your higher self, the version of you that existed before the world told you to shrink. Every tremble, every surge, every wave of heat, it's the sound of shackles breaking. You are being loosed from the programs of scarcity, victimhood, and fear. You're not broken, you're not dying, you're just not in bondage anymore. And your body is learning what freedom feels like. It's strange at first, but soon it will feel like home. Chosen one, hear me, this pain has unmistakable purpose. You are not suffering for nothing. This starvation is not merely a denial. It's a death of the false self, the survival self, the wounded self. And where there is death in God, there is always resurrection. You are walking through a personal Good Friday, but the sunrise will bring your Easter morning. You are not weak for crying. You are not crazy for trembling. You are divine for enduring. This night is not the end. It's the edge, the cliff before flight, the pressure before power. You are standing at the gateway of rebirth, and everything in your life is about to realign, not because you forced it, but because you surrendered to the divine will that knows you better than you know yourself. When the morning light touches your face, you will not be the same. Your body will feel lighter, your mind will be clearer, and your spirit radiant, clean, powerful. This was never just about skipping food or losing sleep. This was about reclaiming your soul, and now that you've obeyed, everything changes forever. Tonight, God has shut down your access to physical food, not to hurt you, but to elevate you to a spiritual feast. Heaven has prepared something far more nourishing than bread, meat, or sweets. You are being called to eat directly from the divine table. Meals made of light, strength, wisdom, and revelation. That's why nothing on earth feels satisfying right now. Because what your spirit craves is not on earth. The hunger you feel is not a signal to run to the fridge. It's a sacred call to seek divine communion. God is feeding you insight, visions, healing, and recalibration. While your belly groans, your spirit is being seated in heavenly places. You are receiving downloads. Even if you don't consciously recognize them yet, your entire energetic field is eating truth, clarity, and direction. There's a reason Jesus fasted before his greatest test. There's a reason prophets climbed mountains and refused food before they received instructions. They weren't just being religious, they were aligning their bodies to hear from the higher realm. Tonight, you are not being starved, you are being invited, elevated, and summoned. So, accept the silence in your stomach. Feel this emptiness, but don't misread it. You are not empty. You are being filled with something that can't be touched by hands or held in plates. You are being nourished by glory. And soon, it will overflow. Science has proven that human DNA responds to frequency, to emotion, even to intention. But what science doesn't fully understand is how God himself speaks to DNA. Tonight, while you starve your flesh, your divine code is being rewritten. Every cell in your body is listening to the stillness. And in that silence, God is whispering new instructions into your bloodstream. You are not just feeling tired or dizzy. Your molecular structure is changing. The false programs placed on you by trauma, by society, by broken lineage, they are being deleted. God is inserting divine identity, purpose, and spiritual intelligence. Deep within your bones, you are not imagining this. Your entire biology is being updated to match your divine calling. When your flesh grows weak, it is not failing, it is releasing control, allowing your true self to emerge, no longer powered by trauma responses, anxiety, or ego, but by intuition, light, and eternal truth. God is not giving you strength from outside. He is reigniting the code that already lives inside you. Don't just endure the night, realize what's happening in secret. You are not just surviving. You are being genetically reborn in the image of power, purity, and divine truth. By morning, your body won't just be cleansed, it will be recoded. There's a reason God told you to fast tonight. And it's not just about health or focus, it's about separation. When God calls someone into destiny, he first pulls them out of the crowd, out of routine, out of comfort. That's what this night is. You're not being punished. You're being set apart for something so great, it requires your full surrender. Starvation feels like rejection. It feels like loneliness. But what it really is sacred removal. You are being removed from what no longer feeds you, from habits that comforted your pain but kept you small, from thoughts that made sense in the past but have no place in your future. God is saying, you don't belong in that vibration anymore. You are being separated because you carry something rare, something heavy, something world-shifting. And what's on you can't be nurtured in environments that are average. You are not average. You were never meant to fit in. You are being consecrated, made holy, made different, made ready. So, embrace the loneliness tonight. It's not rejection, it's redirection. God is not taking something from you. He's removing everything that can't go where you're going. Have you felt it lately? That inner buzz, that agitation in your spirit that nothing could calm, that was not stress. That was spiritual anticipation. Your soul has been sensing this night long before it arrived. And now it's here, and everything is starting to make sense. The restlessness was a warning, prepare. God is about to reset everything. For weeks, your appetite hasn't felt right. Your mind has been racing. Your dreams have been more vivid. Why? Because deep inside, your spirit knew it was almost time. God has been calling you to the mountaintop in silence, and now he's here. Not in lightning, but in emptiness. You're not going crazy. You're just finally becoming synchronized with your divine timing. Your body didn't understand what was coming, so it panicked. It tried to sleep it off, eat it away, and distract it with entertainment. But your spirit couldn't be silenced. And tonight, the veil is lifted. You are finally where your soul has been leading you this whole time, and God is face to face with your destiny. Honor the restlessness. It was never discomforted, was the first sign of awakening. Tonight, your body catches up to what your soul already knew. Transformation is here. The world has told you to avoid pain, to medicate it, escape it. But tonight, you embrace it, for in the embrace of this pain lies the birth of your true self, the version of you that was always meant to rise. But God is showing you a deeper truth tonight. Sometimes, suffering is the sacred key that unlocks the next level of your life. What feels like starvation now is actually a doorway, a passage, a spiritual corridor you can only enter through full surrender. Pain is the price of presence. Hunger is the toll of becoming. When you walk through this fire, you are proving to heaven and hell alike that you are ready to receive power, to walk in truth, to hold divine revelation. Not everyone can make it through this night, but you can because you were chosen to. Don't pray the pain away. Pray that it finishes its work. Let the fire burn away the dross. Let the tears cleanse the confusion. This night of suffering is not endless, it's sacredly timed. And just like contractions bring birth, this pressure is not death, it's delivery. When you wake up, you won't just have survived, you'll have crossed over. Starvation was the door. Suffering was the key and breakthrough. That's the sunrise waiting on the other side of this storm. What's on your life is too heavy for a contaminated vessel. Your calling is sacred, specific, and supernatural. God is not punishing your body. He's preparing your vessel. And that means cleansing you from the inside out. You can't carry holy fire in a polluted temple. So God has said, no more food, no more fog, just fire. Flesh wants fullness. Spirit wants clarity. You can't have both tonight. So the hunger, the dizziness, the rawness, that's God draining the poison. He's making you a clear, holy conduit, ready to receive downloads, assignments, and visions that can't be caught when you're full of distraction. Think of yourself as a chalice. When it's full of dirty water, the good can't enter. So, God is pouring everything out, even what felt good, even what comforted you. Why? Because your assignment requires clean hands and a clean heart, and that cleansing starts with the stomach, the thoughts, and the breath. So say yes, let God empty you, because when He fills you again, it will be with something eternal. There's a reason tonight feels heavier than anything you've ever faced before. It's because the anointing on your life is not ordinary. You've been chosen to carry something divine, something intergenerational, something that breaks cycles and rewrites stories. But to hold that kind of glory, you must first be emptied completely. This isn't about suffering, it's about sacred refinement. Your weight tonight is proportionate to your assignment. You are not being broken. You are being fitted for royalty, fitted for responsibility. God is allowing the heaviness so that when the light shines, you'll be strong enough to stand in it. Everyone wants the crown, but few can survive the pressing. You, chosen one, are surviving it right now. What hurts is not the hunger, it's the shedding of what no longer belongs to you. It's the release of identities that were never yours. It's the detox of fear, doubt, and borrowed beliefs. That weight in your chest, that fire in your stomach, that ache behind your eyes. That's God making room for power, real power, weighty power. The world won't understand what you're carrying, but they will feel it when you walk into the room after tonight, because tonight, under pressure, in hunger and silence, your mantle is being forged, not by man, not by fame, but by divine process. The thoughts racing through your head right now, the emotions rising from nowhere, the sense of being overwhelmed. No, you are not going crazy. You are cracking open, and that is a good thing, because only cracked vessels can release old wine and receive the new anointing that God is trying to pour in. You weren't made to hold this much pain, and you weren't meant to carry this much alone, but that cracking, that trembling, that breaking apart of what used to be solid, that's not the end. It's the doorway to your divine opening. Sometimes, God doesn't wait for your permission. He just starts opening your heart by force. The human mind fears what it can't control, and tonight, God is breaking your control so that heaven can take over. Your logic may not understand it, but your spirit has been waiting for this moment your entire life. Every time you swallowed pain, every time you held in tears, every time you said, "I'm fine," but weren't tonight, the dam is breaking. And finally, the healing waters are rushing in. Let yourself crack, let yourself cry, let yourself shake, because that's the moment the light floods your being. The pressure is not punishment, it's the invitation to become light itself. Let's be honest, some of what you've been feeding yourself physically, emotionally, and spiritually has been killing you slowly. Comfort foods, masking emotional pain, social media feeding insecurity, relationships feeding guilt, ideas feeding fear. And God finally said, enough. No more feeding on death. Tonight's starvation is not cruelty, it's intervention. God is cutting you off, not from pleasure, but from poison. What you thought was sustaining you was actually draining you. You kept running to the wrong sources, mistaking distraction for peace. So He shut it all down, because He loves you too deeply to let you self-destruct quietly. You've been malnourished in your soul, and now, the starvation of the flesh is creating a sacred hunger that nothing fake can satisfy anymore. That's what makes this night holy. It breaks the spell. It exposes the lie, and it reminds you you were never meant to live off scraps. You were meant to feast on truth, wisdom, love, and divine fire. So yes, tonight, you're starving. But it's the starvation that saves your life. It's the hunger that breaks the curse. It's the ache that leads to awakening. God isn't depriving you. He's preparing you.